In today's video, I'll be sharing my tried and true techniques and methods of rejuvenation or youthing, which involve using only your thoughts and your emotions. No creams, no supplements, no pills, no shots, none of that. All by leveraging the power of the mind. So let's get it. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome. My name is Jason and I make videos to help you discover the infinite potential within to create the beautiful life you deserve without. If you like content like that, please feel free to tap on the subscribe button down below and remember to turn notifications on so you can be notified of upcoming videos. This is part 2 of my Law of Attraction and Rejuvenation series. These techniques will work best if you have a good foundation and understanding of how energy affects matter and your body, and you believe to some degree that you have the power to rejuvenate using just your thoughts and emotions. So if you're up to speed with that, please go ahead and watch this video. But if you aren't quite sure about it, please do watch part 1 before you continue, as I lay down all the groundwork to help you expand your belief. Law of Attraction, which leverages human consciousness, your thoughts, and the universal laws of quantum physics, dictate that whatever you focus on is what you'll eventually create and attract into your life. So if you're focused on not having enough money consistently, you'll attract not having enough money. If you're focused on being abundant, you'll attract abundance into your life. Now, the process of how it works is a bit more complex than that, but that is the basis of how consciousness and law of attraction works. In the case of youthing or rejuvenation, the more often you focus and imagine being youthful, the more youthful your body will become. And the opposite is true as well. The main trick is to be aware of each and every time you're feeling bad about your body or your age or how you look. And I guarantee you that you'll be surprised how often these thoughts actually pop up in your mind. Throughout the day, it could be 10 times, it could be 50 times, it could even be 100 times. Take a day or two to just observe how often these thoughts of your age pop up in your mind. It's best to do this when you have the day to yourself, or at least not hanging around with someone who requires a lot of your attention, so that you can be fully aware of your thoughts throughout the day. You might even take one of those digital counters and count each time you have a thought about your age, and then notice whether or not each one of those thoughts is a thought of what you want to look like or what you don't want to look like. If you're not feeling good about how your body is aging, it's pretty normal and obvious that the thoughts you're thinking are mostly of what you don't want. The task then is to be able to flip each and every one of those thoughts, or at the very least the majority of those thoughts, from what you don't want to what you do want. For this, you're going to need some ammunition. That is, you'll need some visualizations or memories that easily generate a feeling of youth that you can divert to whenever you notice you're focused on what you don't want. We'll talk more about this in the next section, but basically, you'll have to pick some memories or moments when you felt young, whether in the recent or distant past, or practiced visualizations. And what I mean by that is visualizations that you've been practicing during meditations of being and feeling younger, that embody enough positive energy to activate those feelings of gratitude, joy, love, and peace when you think about your age. And the way you positively charge those thoughts and visualizations is by consistently practicing those visualizations and meditating on those moments until they become real in your mind. Here are basically all of the techniques that I use to initiate the youthing process in my body. I've had wrinkles disappear multiple times. Some of them are the same ones that came back after I got rid of them, and then I slipped back into old thought patterns, and then they disappeared again after I re-engaged my thoughts of youth. I've firmed up my skin, not just on my face, but also my body, arms, neck, and legs. I've gotten rid of back and neck pain and other symptoms of aging on my body using these techniques as well. 1. Giving gratitude for moments you feel young. Giving gratitude and noticing moments when you feel young is one of the easiest and most natural ways to begin leveraging the universe to give you what you want, which in this case is having a youthful appearance. The cells in our body are always listening to our thoughts and translating the emotions created from those thoughts into chemicals and hormones that affect our physical body. The feeling of joy, gratitude, and love, and anything that ranges within those emotions trigger our bodies to release chemicals that facilitate cellular function, cellular repair, and rejuvenation. We've all had those days when we look in the mirror and not like the reflection that looks back at us. And we've all had those days when we look in the mirror and smile because we love how we look. Giving gratitude and emphasizing those moments when we appreciate the way we look, regardless of the lighting or distance from the mirror, etc., is the best way to get into that state of gratitude to trigger those chemicals of youth and healing within us. This is the easiest way to ease us into gratitude because these are true and honest moments that don't require very much imagination. That honest feeling you get when you're feeling good and attractive and young when you see yourself in the mirror generates an honest feeling of gratitude and goodness that doesn't require you to meditate for hours on end in order to visualize something that is far from your current reality, and with practice should be easy enough to access for anyone. You can also do this with a recent picture of yourself that you like. Find that recent picture of yourself and give gratitude for it. Milk that feeling of gratitude and then imagine that you'll look like that in all the pictures you take from here on out. I used this technique when I was in Mexico last year. I typically don't like taking pictures, so I guess it's a wonder how I even started a YouTube channel. Sometimes I get really annoyingly critical about how I look in pictures, and then my reality reflects that, and every picture I'm in, I end up hating. Before I went to Mexico last year, I purposely picked out a bunch of recent pictures that I liked and gave gratitude for each one, pointing out to my mind and my consciousness that good pictures are indeed possible. It turned out that I ended up liking 75 to 80% of all the pictures that I took in Mexico. It's gonna be hard to say goodbye to this view. Just one last time. 2. My version of vision boarding. Find some pictures of yourself from 10 or 15 years ago. It's important to choose a photo that's not too far in your past so that your mind can still imagine and believe that you can look like this now. Keep these pictures on your phone in an easily accessible place. This is my version of vision boarding, and it's much easier than printing out a bunch of pictures and then taping them on a poster board. Try carrying that around in your pocket. Make sure these photos are ones of yourself that you really like and portray what you like to manifest as far as physical appearance and age go. I generally crop the photo and zoom in so I can clearly see my face. And now is the fun part, practicing visualization. It's probably best to start off with just one picture to practice on, but once you've gotten one of them down pretty solid, you can then start working with another picture. Practice visualizing, stare at the picture for a while, noticing anything that stands out to you that generates a positive emotion. It could be the shape of your nose, it could be how smooth your skin looks, it could be the shape of your eyebrows or the shape of your face. Notice as many of these nuances as you can. Sometimes it doesn't even have to be something that necessarily makes you feel good, but just something in the picture that can help you visualize easily. Maybe sunglasses or some accessory or something. So that way you can easily imagine that part of the picture, which will help you recall other parts of the picture. This will help you see the image fully when you're not actually looking at it. So stare, stare, stare until you feel like you can see this picture in your mind's eye, and then close your eyes and visualize this image and see how long you can hold it. You might only be able to hold it for a second or two on your first couple tries, but don't let this discourage you. Visualization is an art, and it takes time and practice to perfect it. In many cases, it may take even over a month or two to really get yourself to a place where you can easily visualize that image. Once you get to that point though, you'll be able to believe your new reality much, much more. The mind is a strange thing, but it's no secret that if you can clearly imagine and see something in your mind's eye, it stokes the fire of belief within you that something is actually possible. During this process, it's helpful to sometimes leave your phone screen on and prop the phone up like a picture frame while you're working or eating or watching TV, and just glance at the picture every so often and look at it over an extended period of time so that you can ingrain that image in your mind. Once you're able to see that image clearly, you can blow that image up in your mind and superimpose that image onto your actual face, almost like if you were carrying a mirror the entire time and looking at yourself in the mirror with this new reflection of your younger self looking back at you. It's kind of hard for me to explain how I do this exactly, but I'll imagine basically looking like the image in the picture, blow it up to actual size of my face, and just visualize and picture that image, holding that visualization while I look out and see things go throughout my day, seeing that image while looking out at my current reality or surroundings, whether I'm working, driving, watching TV, washing dishes, whatever. I can see my imagined face alongside my surroundings at that moment as if I were looking in the mirror in my mind's eye, I guess. I don't know if that explains things, but I did do my best to explain it. I know it sounds weird, but as I hold this image in my mind's eye, it's almost as if I'm holding the reality of the image and acting as if and seeing as if I looked like that right now. With practice, you'll figure out ways to visualize that work for you through trial and error. Remember, feeling is key. If your visualization isn't generating the feelings of wholeness and joy and gratitude, you'll need to keep practicing and experimenting until you're able to get to that feeling. And then the trick is to be able to hold that feeling. It all comes with repetition and practice. And you can give gratitude for being able to hold that image in your mind each time you can hold it. Because this is indeed something you should be grateful for, because visualization isn't easy, but once you get it, it really starts to manifest things into your life. So you can also give gratitude for the picture, or more so, give gratitude for the moment in that picture because it was a real experience. And yes, you did look like that at one point in your life, so you can thank the universe for that experience while you hold that image in your mind, and then trust that as you do that and as you get better at doing that, you are indeed instructing your cells and DNA to revert back to that period of time. One final point to make: abstain from looking at yourself in the mirror to check results. It's okay to look in the mirror on occasion, maybe once or twice a day at most. It's best if you can not look in the mirror for at least a few days at a time. I know this will be tough for most people, if not everyone, especially if you have to work in a place with other people. You can check your appearance in the mirror, but not necessarily pay much or any attention to how your face looks, especially if all you're going to do is check on how bad that wrinkle is or how big your eye bags are. The less you look in the mirror, the faster you'll be able to hold that visualization of that image in your mind's eye. You'll find that every time you look in the mirror, when you go to imagine yourself, you'll most likely see yourself exactly the way you see yourself in the mirror currently. So staying away from that mirror will really help this process along. Once you have this visualization down, start imagining yourself looking like this no matter where you are. Imagine yourself looking in the mirror and seeing this reflection. You'll be surprised as to how quickly this will rejuvenate your appearance. 3. Recalling your youth. This technique works wonders on both your skin and your body, especially if you have symptoms of pain and loss of mobility that you equate with your age. Remember a time when you were younger. It could be when you were a teenager or in your 20s, 30s, or even 40s. Depending on your current age, you'll likely pick an age that's most memorable and most easily accessible to you. The point of this game or exercise is to go back to a period of your life when you felt completely free from ever thinking anything about your body, and more importantly, your body's apparent decline with age. This exercise is more about the emotional feeling rather than the look. However, the look will most probably eventually come into some sort of significance as your practice of this evolves. Spend some time during the day when you're in a quiet place or not doing anything that involves too much thinking, and start to recall this period of your life. Remember who you used to hang out with, the things you used to do, what your daily routine was like, etc. The more details you can remember, the better. For me, I often revert back to high school when I was just hanging out with my friends, going to parties, ditching school without a care in the world. Yeah, I was one of those teenage nightmares. Just ask my parents. you'll most likely have a few memories that are very clear and dear to your heart that'll automatically pop up, and that's perfectly fine. Bring that moment into your mind's eye. You can even speak out the events of that moment as if you're telling a friend about that memory. Our words are so powerful because each and every word has an energy attached to it. Even though words are made up by humans, it's the agreement between humanity that certain words mean certain things. So by speaking this story out loud or in your mind to yourself, you'll find that certain words or sentences will bring about an image or images that bring out a feeling of freedom or joy. For example, I could say, I remember when I used to hang out at Sam's house every day after school. Carrie would drive us home every day because she had the new car. Sometimes we wouldn't even go to fourth or fifth period and would just go straight to the arcade and play video games or miniature golf. I felt so free and time stood still. I would have never even thought one moment about getting old or having my body decline. Every day was like the last one, and each new day seemed to be just like every other one. I didn't worry about anything, and I had my whole life ahead of me. Anything and everything was possible, but all I wanted to do was hang out with my friends. While saying that out loud, the sentence that stood out to me the most was, every day was like the last one, and each new day seemed to be just like every other one. That sentence brought out a feeling of freedom from within, and I could feel the power of that sentence, and I would turn that into some sort of affirmation or mantra that automatically links me to that moment or period in my life. And so whenever I would say that or something similar to that, I would immediately feel the freedom that comes with those words. You might find that memories may not come to you very easily. Don't worry about this, because as you activate a period of time in your life, even though those memories might be a little dim and spotty, the more you spend time there, and more importantly, the more you start to feel the feelings of that period of time, the universe will begin to bring you more memories like it. This is also law of attraction. You'll suddenly start remembering other moments during that period of time that brought you joy. Our thoughts don't reside in our brains. They lie out in the collective consciousness, the ether, if you will. It's your brain in the right resonance or frequency that attracts that information to it so that it can process those thoughts. All thoughts and memories exist in some quantum field outside of us and can be accessed with practice. I'll also go back to moments in my childhood, sometimes 12, sometimes 6, and just remember how everything in my body worked with not even a shadow of a thought of it possibly not working as well at some point or any point in time. It wasn't even a possible reality at that point in my life. Being able to recall the innocence and freedom you had when you were a child is a very powerful thing. I mean, wrinkle? What's that? Cavity? Hey mom, try to get me to brush my teeth tonight. Worry about getting old? All I care about is how much more TV I can watch. Get into that mindset and milk those feelings of freedom. Give gratitude for those moments that you were able to experience a body that was completely free from time and age. You did experience those moments, didn't you? So give gratitude for those experiences, and as you feel those vibrant feelings of freedom from time, start imagining that picture you practice visualizing, and imagine looking in the mirror or taking a picture where you look exactly like that photo on your phone, and feel that feeling of freedom and hold that feeling as long as you can. Start imagining your body completely free of aches and pains with the strength and youth and resilience of a child or a teenager, or your so-called prime. Your prime is now.
Just watch and be amazed. Watch him, let's go. Watch and be amazed. 70. Shit. Hey, yo.
Practice holding those feelings as long as you can. The more you practice them, the more you'll be able to hold the feeling. And when that feeling disappears, rinse and repeat the process. 4. Find youth in your body. Look at a part of your body that has smooth skin. We all have smooth and youthful looking skin somewhere on our bodies. Find that place on your body that has that clear, youthful, bright look to it. For me, I look at the underside of my forearm. The point in this exercise is twofold. The first one is obvious. Just like we did with the picture from 10 to 15 years ago, we're going to practice visualizing and seeing this perfect, healthy, youthful skin in our mind's eye. The technique to practice this visualization is much the same as the picture. Look at that part of your body with the youthful skin that you'd like to manifest often, and then close your eyes to see if you can see it in your mind's eye. Look at something in your surrounding and see if you can see that image of perfect skin in your mind's eye with your eyes open. It's good to practice visualizing with your eyes closed, and when you get better, with them open. That way your visualizations won't be constricted to only when you're meditating with your eyes closed. Once you've internalized the image of this perfect skin in your mind's eye, now it's time to practice overlaying this youthful skin over any part of your body you wish to rejuvenate. Whether it's your face, let's say you're working on removing a smile line or lines from your forehead, start imagining that perfect skin over your forehead, cheek, or even under your eyes if you're working on getting rid of eye bags. I use this technique often with the picture from 10 to 15 years ago, imagining the two in tandem. Overlaying the skin that I see on my body on top of the image I practice visualizing, and then imagining looking in the mirror or being that image as I go through my day. I've gotten rid of wrinkles, both smile lines and parentheses lines in my cheeks by using this technique. Another thing that I do that helps me visualize smooth and perfect youthful skin is to either find a picture of myself as a kid or use a picture of a family member's kid, increase the zoom so I can see the skin really well, put it in my favorite folder on my phone, and practice visualizing that way. It's really helpful at first to just practice seeing the smooth skin without putting it in context, as in imagining that skin is on your face or another part of your body. This is really important to remember because when you're not ready, you most likely won't be able to successfully imagine that perfect skin where you want it. And when you go to imagine that image, you'll only see how you look right now. So just practice at first seeing the perfect skin in your mind. Look at the texture and how fine the skin is. Look at the color of the skin. Look at the clarity of the skin. After you're able to see this, you can then proceed to imagine your body is covered with that perfect skin. It also helps tremendously to just give gratitude and feel gratitude for that part of your body that does have that perfect complexion already. And think logically that if your body has the ability to create that skin on your arm, let's say, that it also has the intelligence to create that skin on your face or somewhere else. Again, remember that feeling is key. With all of these exercises, you should be feeling ecstatic about your youthful body, about this rejuvenation process, because in your mind, it's working. In your mind, it's done. This again will come with practice. Just like learning how to play an instrument can take some time, this will also take some time. Lastly, I want to stress how important it is to be aware of how you're feeling about your body and its age. Awareness is key because if you aren't aware that something is going on, you won't be able to fix it. Tracking the number of times you think about your age and then noticing if those thoughts are good or not so good is a really good exercise. Your task then is to catch yourself every time you have a bad thought about your age. Make an effort to let that go first and then implant a new thought of youth. I have a video on how to do that and I'll link it above. This video is crucial to facilitating this process of rewiring your thoughts, so please do watch it. It'll help you deal with your doubts and your fears and any anxieties that you have, not just with age, but with anything. So I hope you enjoyed this video and you're now even more inspired to make some changes in your thoughts about your age and your body. Your cells are alive and listening to you all day and all night long. Feed them with thoughts and feelings of youth. Our bodies are meant to heal and repair itself over and over again. And we're meant to be on this planet for a long time to enjoy and to express love and remember that we are love. The last video in my Law of Attraction and Rejuvenation series will be a guided meditation. So do stick around for that and subscribe if you haven't already. And hit the notification bell so you'll know when that video comes out. Thank you all again for watching. Again, my name is Jason. Here's to your youth and vitality, and remember that you are the change. I'll see you guys in the next video.